business seems to be true. So why do we say that's not the fact?
Well, it is true. It's very true. In fact, I'm not even going to debunk that.
You're
The
not.
big idea, though, has to qualify starting a business. We can get Alan here, our wonderful engineer. He's looking there primed, ready to go. We could start a business before the day's over today. And chances are we could lose money pretty easily. So there's no challenge to starting a business and losing money. The whole idea of starting a business and making profit, that's where it really comes in. That's where the rubber meets the road.
Okay.
And that's where the myth kind of wheels its way into this.
Yeah, I think probably where it starts a lot of times is people feel that if they're good at what they do, as we like to refer to it in terms of our three circles, we look at any organization, that first circle being the product and or service. So it's a very simple example. If I have somebody who's a chef at a restaurant, they're very good. Well, that doesn't mean that that person can then go off and start a company or start their own restaurant. Again, it means that they're a good chef. But often what people will do, I think they say, hey, I take that good skill that I've got and let me go out there and start a company around that. And so they often do. Unfortunately, they usually do that with very little to no understanding about how business actually works. And they aren't necessarily aware of, when I talk about the three circles that we use to frame things, that product and service is only one of the three. They don't understand much, or maybe not enough, about marketing and how it drives sales. Or everybody's favorite, the administrative stuff.
Oh boy, that is everybody's favorite. And you're absolutely right on the nose. Anybody can start a business, and the key is to start a business with a true expectation of becoming profitable and growing those profits through the years. Most companies fail statistically. We should have, in fact, one of our next programs here down the line, we'll Google statistics for failure. So many businesses don't make it after X number of years. And we've seen that ourselves in our coaching practice. You need knowledge to run a successful business, not just an idea. To Adam's point about being a chef, hey, you're a great chef. You're people love you. You can create food, but when you go in and put a business together, what happens? You run out of money, or you run out of worse, whatever worse is.
Right. Well, it's something that we see quite a bit in the small business market. And I remember back when we were first starting MVP, and we discovered this whole business coaching market with that book, The E-Myth Revisited. Remember that book?
Oh, yes.
Right?
Very inspirational for us.
The E-myth, the E stands for entrepreneurial myth, written by a guy by the name of Michael Gerber. And he talks about that. And one of the basic premises of that is a woman named Sarah baking pies. And she goes from baking pies to open her own bakery. And she's pulling her hair out because she spends 18, 20-hour days of doing everything except baking pies. She's got her employees calling off sick. She has her ovens breaking down. She's, got a big vendor. His apple orchard went bad. Has to get that, he has to get a new vendor replaced. She's sitting down with a cup of tea at 10 o'clock at night to go through her books.
And that is just so common with so many small business owners. They start the meter by writing a check into their business, and all of a sudden they're learning a whole bunch of things they never knew existed. Very, very frustrating. Very, very depressing in many cases. It doesn't have to be that way, though, that's for sure. But that's typically what happens in many, many small businesses.
Yeah, I think to your point before, Jack, in terms of different stats that are out there and people and companies that, going out of business, we find a lot of times just people they give up. It isn't that they aren't necessarily making money. Usually they're making money, maybe it's not as much money as they would like, or they find that they're working harder, maybe making less than they were when they were working for somebody else, back when they had a job. So, again, if you're thinking about this, or you think you're pretty good at what you do in terms of your product or service, by no means are, let us be clear, by no means are Jack and I saying you shouldn't start a company.
Oh yeah, that's